My wife kept bringing up she needed space tonight every day, and when I finally agreed, she immediately regretted it, because the woman I fucked that night was her own sister. Be me, 33 years old, living in San Diego, working as a successful architectural designer at a prestigious firm, making good money, enough for a comfortable life. Married to Isabel for 6 years. Think I have everything figured out. Regular Thursday evening, sitting in the kitchen, drinking chamomile tea, planning to watch some Netflix before bed. Phone on the counter lights up. Message from Isabel. Just 3 words. Don't wait up. Feel my heart skip several beats. Hand freezes midair, still holding the mug. Read the message again. And again, words don't change. Something breaks inside me. First time in our marriage I feel this way. Call her immediately. She answers on second ring. Her voice sounds cold and distant, like I'm just some annoying stranger. What is it, Adrian? She asks. Can hear irritation in her voice. What do you mean, don't wait up? I demand. Try to keep my voice steady, failing miserably. Where are you? I told you, Adrian, she sighs. Like I'm the unreasonable one. I'm out with a friend. I'll be back tomorrow. Out with who? I shoot back, feel anger bubbling in my chest. Grip the phone tighter. You don't know him, she says flatly. No guilt in her voice. Like she's not destroying our world. Him? That one word sends shivers down my spine. Isabel, what's going on? What the hell is this? I demand, voice getting louder despite trying to stay calm. Her laugh cuts through the phone, sharp and mocking. What's going on? I'm living my life. Living your life? I repeat, stunned by the venom in her voice. What does that even mean? You're married, Isabel. What kind of... Enough, she cuts me off, her tone ice cold. I don't owe you an explanation. I told you not to wait up. Good night. Call ends. Stand there holding the phone, listening to silence. Cold, unforgiving silence. Heart racing. Mind spinning with questions. No answers in sight. Where was she? Who was she with? How long had this been going on? Stand there paralyzed. The Isabel I thought I knew. The woman I'd shared my life with for 6 years. Just shattered every illusion I ever had. She doesn't even seem to care. Seconds tick by like hours. Paralysis starts to fade. Something darker takes its place. Anger. Betrayal. Burning need to find out the truth. If she thinks she can play me for a fool, she's about to learn how wrong she is. Next morning hits like a truck. Wake up to empty bed. Knot in my stomach feels like lead. Her side untouched. Sheets perfectly smooth. Like she was never there. Silence in the house feels suffocating. Only noise is the humming refrigerator. And morning traffic outside. Try calling her again. Straight to voicemail. Isabel, we need to talk. Please call me back. Try to hide the desperation in my voice. Deep down know something's terribly wrong. Can't just sit here doing nothing. Decision made. Head to her home office. Rarely go in there. Sit at her desk. Laptop password protected. 6 years of marriage taught me her patterns. Third attempt gets me in. Feel guilty for a moment. Need for answers wins out. Start digging through everything. Emails. Calendar entries. Documents. Everything looks normal at first. Work stuff. Shopping receipts. Newsletters. Then find hidden folder. Named budget reports. Inside are dozens of emails. All from someone named Carter. Heart pounds as I open recent one. Can't wait to see you tonight. Last night was unforgettable. Adrenaline surges through me. Click another. Thinking about you is the only thing getting me through this meeting. Each message cuts deeper than the last. Check timestamps. This has been going on for months. How did I miss this? The late nights. Unexplained absences. It all makes horrible sense now. Print everything. Need physical proof. Printer spits out page after page. Each one documenting her betrayal. Mix of anger and sadness washes over me. Part wants to confront her immediately. Part wants to crawl into hole and disappear. Phone buzzes, jolts me from dark thoughts. Message from Madeline, our close friend. Hey Adrian, haven't seen you and Isabel at yoga lately? Everything okay? Stare at message. Debate whether to involve others. Idea forms in my head. Madeline knows everyone. Has a way of finding things out. Hey Madeline, actually been worried about Isabel. Have you seen her lately? Wait anxiously for response. Few minutes feel like hours. Not since last week. She mentioned a business trip coming up. Is everything all right? Business trip? Isabel never mentioned any travel. Yeah, she did mention something about that. Do you know where she was headed? Heart pounding while waiting. Think she said something about a conference in Dallas. Dallas. Puzzle pieces starting to fit. Remember seeing hotel reservation in her email? From a Dallas hotel. Thanks, Madeline. Appreciate it. Don't waste time. Book flight to Dallas for that afternoon. If she's there with him. Need to see it with my own eyes. Maybe it's reckless. Can't live with uncertainty eating me alive. Flight feels like eternity. Mind racing with possible scenarios. Land in Dallas. Head straight to hotel from her email. Luxury place downtown. Lobby so fancy it feels suffocating. Walk to front desk. Put on best friendly face. Hi, I'm here to surprise my wife. Isabel Harrison. Could you tell me what room she's in? Receptionist looks skeptical. Sorry, sir, can't disclose guest information. Expected this. Could you at least ring her room? Let her know I'm here. She nods. Dials number. Moment of tension. No answer. Would you like to leave message? Decline offer. Step away from desk. Scan lobby carefully. That's when I see them. Isabel walking arm in arm with tall guy. Laughing at something he whispers. They move with casual intimacy. Makes my stomach turn. She looks happier than I've seen in years. Feel rooted to spot. Mix of rage and sorrow paralyzes me. Want to storm over. Want to confront them. Want to unleash everything inside, but can't move. They head toward elevators. Sudden resolve washes over me. Won't let this continue. Not without a fight. Isabel, I called out. Voice echoes through marble lobby. She turns. Eyes widen in shock. Adrian, what are you doing here? Guy beside her looks between us. Confusion turns to smug smirk. So this is Adrian, he says casually. Carter, not now, Isabel hisses. Panic flashes across her face. Not now? I echo. Voice dripping with sarcasm. When would be a good time, Isabel? After you've completely demolished our marriage? She straightens up. Expression hardens. Don't make a scene. This isn't the place. Laugh bitterly. Oh, but hotel lobby with your friend seems perfect. People starting to notice, whispering and glancing our way. Isabel grabs my arm. Tries steering me toward quiet corner. Let go, I snap. Pull away from her. Think I've been kept in dark long enough? Carter steps forward. Mocking grin on his face. Maybe we should take this outside, buddy. Glare at him. Fists clenching. You think you can just walk into my life? Adrian, stop it, Isabel interrupts. You're embarrassing yourself. Embarrassing myself? You're the one parading around with him. She rolls her eyes. Maybe if you paid more attention to me, we wouldn't be here. Her words hit like physical blow. So this is my fault? You're unbelievable. Carter chuckles. Sounds like you two have issues to work out. Turn to him. Anger boiling over. Stay out of this. Security approaching us. Is everything all right here? One asks sternly. Just a misunderstanding, Isabel says quickly. We're leaving. Grabs Carter's arm. Heads toward exit. Watch them go. Fury and helplessness consuming me. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Security guard insisting. Nod numbly. Walk out of hotel. Chilly Dallas air hits me. Does nothing to cool storm inside. Stand on bustling city sidewalk. Realize I'm at crossroads. Woman I loved betrayed me, most profound way possible. No undoing what I just witnessed. One thing certain, not letting her walk away, not without facing consequences. Return home that night. Events in Dallas playing on loop in my mind. Every word burned into memory. Every look. Every smirk from Carter. All of it haunting me. Isabel doesn't call. Doesn't text. Nothing. She left with him like I was nobody. Like I hadn't been her husband for 6 years. Sit in dark living room. Try to piece together what to do next. Anger burns like wildfire inside me. But beneath it, cavernous sadness. Betrayal wasn't just physical. It was emotional. She had chosen someone else. Laughed with him. Shared secrets with him. Things that were supposed to be ours. Around midnight, front door creaks open. Isabel walks in, carrying her shoes in one hand, phone in other, freezes when she sees me on couch. Oh, she says flatly. Expression empty. You're still awake? Of course I'm awake. My tone cuts through air. How could I sleep when my wife is out with another man? She sighs heavily, like I'm inconveniencing her. Adrian, can we not do this tonight? I'm exhausted. Stand up. Tower over her. Hands clenched into fists. No, Isabel. We're doing this now. Who the hell do you think you are? You think you can just walk in here? After spending night with him, like nothing happened? She sets shoes down, crosses arms, face hardens. You followed me to Dallas. That's what this is about. Laugh bitterly. You're damn right I did. And I saw everything. You and Carter laughing, holding hands, like some disgusting high school romance. She rolls her eyes. Oh, for God's sake, Adrian. Grow up. You're acting like a child. Acting like a child? Voice rising with each word. You're cheating on me, Isabel. You're the one sneaking off to hotels. With another man. And I'm the child? Her lips twist into bitter smile. You think you're some perfect husband? Don't you? Like you didn't drive me to this. Words hit like punch to gut. I drove you to this? How, Isabel? By loving you? By working my ass off to provide for us? By trusting you? She shakes head. Eyes cold and unfeeling. You don't get it. You never did. You're so predictable, Adrian. So boring. Carter makes me feel alive. He listens to me. He sees me. Sees you? Voice trembling with rage. What does that even mean? I've spent 6 years building life with you, and you throw it all away because you're bored? Her expression doesn't change. Stands there, arms crossed, completely unapologetic. I'm not going to apologize. For wanting more, take step closer. Anger boiling over. You want more? Then why didn't you talk to me? Why didn't you tell me how you felt? We could have fixed this. Instead, you lie, sneak around, and humiliate me. Because you wouldn't have listened, says it flatly. You would have tried to fix everything, like you always do. But some things can't be fixed, Adrian. Some things just end, voice cracking. You're talking about our marriage, like it's some expired contract. She shrugs. Maybe it is. Can't speak for a moment. Just stare at her. The stranger who replaced my wife. How had we gone from couple, who couldn't stop laughing on honeymoon, to this? Do you even love me anymore? Voice barely above whisper. She doesn't answer right away. That hesitation tells everything. Finally speaks. I don't know, Adrian. Maybe I stopped loving you. Long time ago. Her words like daggers, each one twisting deeper into chest. Had suspected, of course. But hearing it out loud, hearing her admit it, something else entirely. Knees feel weak, but refuse to let her see me break. I gave you everything, I say, voice shaking. Everything, and this is how you repay me. She shrugs again, like my pain is mere inconvenience. I didn't ask you to give me everything, Adrian. Stare at her. Woman I thought I knew better than anyone. Realize I don't know her at all. This Isabel standing before me. Not my wife. Someone else entirely. Someone selfish, cruel, unapologetically heartless. You're unbelievable, I say, shaking my head. You know what? You can have your Carter. Hope he's everything you think he is. But don't think for a second. I'm going to let you walk away from this unscathed. Her eyebrows shoot up. What's that supposed to mean? You'll see, I say coldly. Turn away from her. You're not only one who can play games, she scoffs. Oh, please, Adrian. You're not built for this. You're too soft. You wouldn't even know where to start. Her words sting, but don't let it show. You'd be surprised what a man can do. When he's pushed far enough, walk into bedroom, slam door behind me, mind already racing with plans. If Isabel thinks she can cheat, lie, walk all over me without consequences. She's about to learn just how wrong she is. Game has just begun. Next morning, wake up with one thing on mind. Revenge? Spent half night tossing and turning, other half plotting next move. Isabel thinks she has upper hand, thinks I'm some weak, naive husband. She can manipulate and discard, but she's underestimated me. When I emerge from bedroom, she's already in kitchen, sipping her morning tea like nothing happened. Doesn't even look up when I walk in. You're up early, she says, voice dripping with indifference. Ignore her. Grab my own mug. Anger from last night, still simmering beneath surface. Had a lot on my mind, I reply coldly. She doesn't press further. Glad she doesn't. Need her complacent. Convinced she's won, less she suspects. Better for what's coming. As soon as she leaves for work, spring into action. First call my lawyer. No-nonsense guy named Richard. Known for being ruthless in court. Tell him everything. The affair, the hotel, the emails. He listens intently, then gives me list. Things I need to gather to ensure I come out on top. Document everything, he says. Every text, every email, every inconsistency in her story. More evidence we have, better position we're in. Spend next few hours combing through everything. Isabel's laptop, phone records, credit card statements. Evidence is overwhelming. Late night dinners, expensive gifts, hotel reservations, all with Carter's name attached. Like she didn't even care about covering her tracks. But it's not enough. Just catching her in act. Want her to feel weight of betrayal? Want her to experience what it's like to be blindsided, humiliated, betrayed. That's when idea hits. Isabel's birthday coming up. In 2 weeks, she's been pestering me for weeks about throwing party. Says it would be chance to reconnect with friends, celebrate us as couple. Irony not lost on me. Decide to give her party she wants. Just not way she envisions. Over next 2 weeks, play role of loving husband. Plan the party. Invite all her friends. Even suggest she invite Carter. Under guise of mending bridges. She doesn't hesitate to agree. Clearly thinking I bought her lies. You're being so mature about this, she says one night, as we finalize guest list. Think this is first time in long time. I felt like we're on same page. Force a smile. Bite back urge to tell her exactly what page I'm on. Anything for you, I say. Voice laced with false sincerity. Day of party arrives. Everything perfect. House spotless. Decorations tasteful. Catering impeccable. Isabel flits around room, basking in attention of friends, laughing and joking, like she doesn't have care in world. Then Carter arrives. Walks in like he owns place, all smug confidence, fake charm. Isabel's face lights up. When she sees him, they exchange look. Makes my stomach churn. But keep my cool. Greet him warmly. Even hand him drink. Glad you could make it. Clap him on shoulder. Isabel's been looking forward to this. He smiles, clearly oblivious to storm brewing beneath surface. Wouldn't miss it for world. As night goes on, wait for perfect moment. When crowd at its peak, everyone gathered in living room. Raise my glass. Call for attention. Can I have a moment, I say? Voice carries over conversation. Just want to say few words. About my beautiful wife. Isabel beams at me, eyes sparkling. What she thinks is genuine affection. Crowd quiets down. All eyes on me. Isabel, you've been center of my world. For past 6 years, begin my speech. Voice steady. In that time, I've learned so much. About love, loyalty, and betrayal. Last word hangs in air. Like bomb waiting to explode. Room falls silent. Tension you could cut with knife. Isabel's smile falters. Confusion flickers across face. Wanted to use this opportunity to share something with all of you. Pull out stack of papers. From behind my back, collection of emails, texts, receipts, paint very clear picture of Isabel's extracurricular activities. Gasps ripple through room. As I begin reading aloud, detailing her affair with Carter, every sordid detail, every lie, every betrayal, laid bare for all to see. Isabel's face turns pale, eyes darting around room, looking for escape. Carter shifts uncomfortably, his smug demeanor replaced with sheer panic. Adrian, stop, Isabel says, voice shaking. This isn't time or place. Oh, I think it's perfect time and place. Shot back, voice rising. You wanted celebration, didn't you? Well, let's celebrate the truth. Room erupts into whispers, murmurs grow louder. As I finish reading evidence, laid bare for everyone to see, Isabel stands frozen, her mask of composure completely shattered. You think you can humiliate me? She hisses, voice venomous. No, Isabel, I reply. Tone icy cold. I'm just giving you exactly what you deserve. Carter bolts for door, leaves Isabel to face fallout alone. As crowd disperses, she turns to me, eyes blazing with fury. This isn't over, she spits. You're right, I say, voice calm. It's just beginning. Aftermath of party is chaos. Guests stream out, murmuring in hushed tones, some openly glaring at Isabel. Others avoid her completely, not wanting to get caught in crossfire of whatever this is. Woman who spent evening soaking in attention, now standing alone in wreckage of her carefully curated lies. Isabel turns to me, fury radiating off her in waves, face pale as ghost, but eyes burning with indignation. You had no right to do that, she shouts, voice trembling with rage. You humiliated me. In front of everyone. Do you even realize what you've done? Don't flinch at her words. They feel hollow, compared to damage she did to our marriage. Oh, I know exactly what I've done. Reply calmly, setting empty glass on table. I gave you taste of your own medicine. You think you can betray me? Walk around like nothing happened. Not anymore. You're pathetic. She spits, taking step closer, dragging everyone into our personal business. Do you think that makes you look strong? Makes you look weak, Adrian. Pathetic and weak. Laugh bitterly, shaking my head. Weak? You have audacity to call me weak after everything you've done? Isabel, you didn't just cheat. You lied. You manipulated, made me feel like I was problem. While you were sneaking around with Carter, her jaw tightens at mention of his name. Don't say his name, she hisses. Why not? Shot back, voice rising. Isn't that what this is all about? You've been flaunting your affair, right under my nose. Now the truth is out. You can't handle it. She crosses arms, eyes narrowing to slits. What do you want, Adrian? Huh? Do you want me to beg for forgiveness? Cry and promise I'll never do it again? Because I won't? I don't regret anything. Sheer venom in her words. Takes me aback. Expected excuses. Maybe even half-hearted apology. But this level of cruelty, hadn't thought her capable. You don't regret it? Say quietly, words catching in throat. You don't regret destroying everything we built together? The life we shared? She shrugs, her indifference cutting deeper than insult. Maybe you should have seen it coming. You've been so wrapped up in your own little world, Adrian. Your job, your routines, your boring little habits. Meanwhile, I was suffocating. Suffocating? Repeat her word, voice trembling with rage. You're blaming me for your choices? For your betrayal? Call it whatever you want, she says coldly. But don't act like you were some perfect husband. You stopped paying attention to me. Long time ago. Her words strike nerve, but refuse to let her. Twist this into my fault. You think I wasn't paying attention? I worked late nights and weekends to give you life you wanted, bent over backward, trying to make you happy, but nothing was ever good enough. Was it? She rolls her eyes. Condescending smile plays on lips. Oh, spare me the martyr act, Adrian. You're just mad because I found something better. Anger erupts like volcano. Better? Shout, taking step toward her. You think Carter is better? He ran out of here. The second things got tough. That's kind of man. You're throwing everything away for? She doesn't respond. Her silence speaks volumes. For first time that night, see flicker of doubt cross her face. Exhale sharply. Force myself to calm down. You know what, Isabel? I'm done. Done trying to make sense of this. Done trying to understand why you did what you did. You've made your choices. Now you can live with consequences. What's that supposed to mean? She demands, tone laced with suspicion. It means I'm filing for divorce. Say bluntly, and don't think for a second. You're walking away scot-free. Already spoken to my lawyer. I have emails, texts, receipts. You're going to pay for what you've done. Her face twists in anger, but there's flicker of panic in her eyes. You wouldn't dare. Oh, I would. Meet her gaze, with unwavering determination. You think you can treat me like garbage and get away with it? Not this time, Isabel. Not anymore. For a moment, neither of us speaks. House eerily quiet. Tension thick enough to cut with knife. Finally, she turns away. Shoulders stiff. Do whatever you want, Adrian. I don't care anymore. That much is obvious. Say coldly. Watch as she walks toward stairs. As she disappears from view, strange sense of relief washes over me. For first time in months, not consumed by doubt or confusion. Truth is out. Know what needs to be done. Isabel made her choices. Now time for me to make mine. But this isn't over. Not by long shot. If she thought I would, quietly disappear into background. She's in for rude awakening. Days after party feel like whirlwind. Isabel stays in house, but we barely speak. She treats me like ghost, moving through rooms. With same indifference. She showed at party, but I'm not idle. Working meticulously. Setting stage for what's coming. Her confidence, no. Her arrogance has fueled me. She thinks she's won, that I would crumble. Let her rewrite narrative of our marriage to suit her convenience. But she doesn't know who she's dealing with. Not anymore? Begin collecting more evidence. Digging deeper into her betrayal. Every detail. Another nail in coffin. Of her credibility, bank statements, phone records, even social media messages. She thought she deleted. Find it all. Carter isn't just her lover. He's been funneling money from their joint projects into his own accounts. They'd been careless. I have paper trail to prove it. One night, going through final pile of documents, receive unexpected message from Madeline, our close friend, same one who tipped me off about Dallas business trip. Adrian, I've been hearing things about Isabel and Carter. You might want to know. Call her immediately. Madeline doesn't hold back. Apparently their affair was no secret. To select few in their inner circle, they had been flaunting relationship at work events, even using company resources for their little escapades. Madeline admits she hadn't told me earlier, didn't want to get involved, but after spectacle at party, felt I deserved full truth. Thank you, Madeline. Say after she finishes, I won't forget this. With Madeline's intel, now have enough, not only to protect myself in divorce, but also to obliterate Isabel and Carter's reputations. Time to strike. Next morning, call Richard, my lawyer, lay out everything uncovered. His tone shifts from professional to impressed. As I list evidence, you've done your homework. He says, this is enough to not only secure your assets, but to press charges. If you want to take it that far, not interested in jail time, reply firmly. Just want to ensure she doesn't walk away with single shred of dignity or single cent more than deserves. Richard chuckles. Understood? Let's get started. That same day, schedule meeting with Isabel. She seems irritated. When tell her we need to talk. Can't this wait? She asks, barely glancing up from phone. No, Isabel. Say firmly. It can't. Sit across from each other. At dining table, spread out documents, printed emails, bank statements, texts. Her face pales as she scans evidence. What is this? She asks, voice unsteady. For first time in weeks, this, say calmly but firmly, is story of your betrayal and foundation of my case for divorce. She looks up, eyes narrowing. You're bluffing. Smile, Lean back in chair. Go ahead, Isabel. Call my bluff. But you should know, already consulted with lawyer, you'll find it hard to argue against hard evidence. Her hands tremble as she shuffles through papers. You've been spying on me. Spying? Laugh bitterly. Don't flatter yourself. I was uncovering truth. You tried so hard to hide. You think you're victim here? After what you've done, she slams papers down, face twisting in anger. You're pathetic, Adrian. Digging through my private life like some obsessed creep. Private life? Snap back. We're married, Isabel. Or did you conveniently forget that part? While you were sleeping with Carter, her defiance falters. For moments she looks genuinely cornered, but then straightens, crossing arms. Fine, you want divorce? Let's do it. But don't think for a second. You're walking away unscathed. Oh, I've already made sure of that. Say in icy tone. See, I've also filed report with your company. Carter's embezzlement. That's on record now. And guess what? You're implicated too. Her mouth opens, but no words come out. For first time, see real fear in her eyes. You wouldn't, she stammers. I already did, say standing up, towering over her. This isn't just about affair. Isabel, you broke trust, not just in our marriage, but in your professional life, and now you're going to pay for it. She's visibly shaking now. Earlier bravado completely gone. Adrian, please, let's talk about this. We can work something out. Talk? Laugh. Shaking my head. You had plenty of chances to talk, but you chose lies, manipulation, and betrayal. There's nothing left to discuss. Her face twists into mask of fury. You're such a hypocrite. You think you're better than me? You're just a bitter, vengeful. Cut her off. Save it. You've lost, and you only have yourself to blame. Walk out of room. Leave her to stew in her own mess for first time in months. Feel sense of control, clarity that had been missing. Since day I found that first message. Wheels are in motion now. Isabel's perfect little world is crumbling, and there's nothing she can do to stop it. Days that followed were spectacle of Isabel's unraveling. Move forward with divorce proceedings. True to my word, submit all evidence to her company's HR department. Richard assured me her involvement in Carter's embezzlement scheme would be hard to dispute, given documented transactions and email correspondence. Isabel had not only betrayed me, but had also dug own grave. Professionally, don't tell her about HR report. Immediately, want her to feel full weight of her choices. When hammer finally drops, meanwhile, start taking back control of my life, reach out to friends hadn't spoken to in months, people I'd neglected while trying to hold together. Marriage that was already crumbling. Their support overwhelming. Madeline especially proves invaluable. Fills in blanks I hadn't yet uncovered. Offers sense of camaraderie. Haven't felt in years. It isn't long before Isabel catches wind of corporate fallout. One evening, sorting through paperwork. In living room, she storms in, face flushed with fury. You had no right, she screams, slams her bag onto coffee table. Do you know what you've done to me? Look up calmly, unfazed by her outburst. You mean report I submitted to HR? Yes, I know exactly what I've done. They've put me on administrative leave. She shrieks, pacing back and forth. Like caged animal. Carter's been fired. And now they're auditing me. My career is online. Because of you. No, Isabel. Say evenly. Your career is online. Because of your own actions. Don't try to pin this on me. She stops pacing. Glares at me, chest rising and falling. As she struggles to keep composure. You're so vindictive. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Set down papers. Stand up. Face her head on. Enjoying it? Do you think I wanted this? Do you think I wanted to spend last few months discovering that woman I married is liar, a cheat, and fraud? She flinches at words, but quickly masks it. With defiance. You didn't have to destroy me, Adrian. You could have just walked away. Walked away? Repeat, voice rising. You destroyed us, Isabel. You didn't just cheat. You turned our entire life into lie, and now you're facing consequences. She shakes head, laughing bitterly. You're pathetic. Do you even know how miserable you are? This whole vendetta is just proof that you have nothing else in your life. Take step closer, voice cold and steady. You're wrong. This isn't vendetta. This is just justice. You thought you could walk all over me, humiliate me, and get away with it. But not anymore. She falls silent, her bravado faltering under weight of my words. For a brief moment, see something resembling regret in her eyes, but just as quickly, it's replaced by anger. You think you've won, don't you? She says, voice trembling. But this isn't over. You'll see. Without waiting for response, grabs her bag, storms out of house, slamming door behind her. Next day, receive call from Madeline. Adrian, you're not going to believe this, she says, voice tinged with excitement. What is it? Ask, leaning forward in chair. Isabel showed up at Carter's place last night. She says, apparently she thought she could salvage things with him after everything happened. But guess what? Carter wants nothing to do with her now. Word is he's blaming her for fallout at work. Can't help but laugh. Irony too perfect. I guess they were only loyal to each other when it was convenient. Exactly, Madeline says. She's losing everything, Adrian. Her reputation, her career, her so-called relationship. It's all crumbling, as much as hate to admit, their sense of satisfaction. In hearing that, Isabel spent months tearing down life we built together. And now she's facing same fate. But I'm not done yet. There's one final piece of puzzle to address. That weekend, meet with Richard to finalize divorce strategy. Review evidence again, ensuring every detail airtight. Isabel has no idea how deep legal blow will be. She's going to fight this, Richard warns. She'll try to play victim, twist narrative, make you look like villain. Let her try. Say with unwavering resolve, truth is on my side. On Monday morning, serve her divorce papers. Look on her face when she opens envelope is priceless. She stares at documents, expression mix of shock and fury. You really went through with it, she says, voice barely above whisper. Yes, reply firmly. This marriage has been over. Long time, Isabel. You just didn't have decency to admit it. She looks up at me, eyes blazing with anger. Court battle that follows is brutal. Isabel fights tooth and nail, trying to claim more than fair share of assets. She paints herself as victim, accusing me of emotional neglect, driving her to affair. But evidence speaks louder than her lies, emails, bank statements, testimonies from colleagues. All of it exposes her for who she truly is. Even judge seems unimpressed by her theatrics. In end, ruling is clear. Isabel walks away with nothing more than what she entered marriage with. I retain house, the savings, and most importantly, my dignity. As gavel strikes, feel weight lift from shoulders. Chapter finally closed. Divorce is finalized. With it comes overwhelming sense of liberation. For first time in months, can breathe freely. Weight of Isabel's betrayal, the lies, constant emotional turmoil, no longer looms over me. Like storm cloud, I am free, not just from her, but from toxic life she had created. House eerily quiet. In days following court ruling, Isabel moved out, leaving behind only memories, both good and bad. At first, silence is unsettling. Catch myself expecting to hear her footsteps in hallway or her voice cutting through stillness. But as days turn into weeks, that silence becomes source of peace. One afternoon, sorting through remnants of our shared life, photos, knickknacks, other reminders of what once was, come across our wedding album. Hesitate. Hand hovering over leather-bound book. Part wants to throw it in trash. Erase every trace of her from my life. But another part curious, drawn to memories of time when we were happy. Open album. Flip through pages. There we were. Isabel in flowing white dress, me in slightly too tight tuxedo, both smiling, like we had whole world ahead of us. Strange, almost surreal. To see those versions of ourselves. We looked so innocent, so in love. Can't reconcile those images with reality of what we became. But instead of anger or sadness, feel something unexpected. Closure. Man in those photos wasn't same man I am now. I had been naive, blind to cracks forming. Beneath surface, had given everything to someone who didn't deserve it, who didn't value it. While realization stings, it also empowers me. I had learned, grown, come out other side stronger. Close album, place it in box, not to bury it, but to put it away as part of my past that no longer defines me. Few weeks later, received message from Madeline. She had been constant source of support throughout everything. Her blunt honesty had been refreshing contrast to Isabel's web of lies. Hey, Adrian, she texts. Hope you're doing okay. Heard through grapevine. Isabel's officially out of job. HR did full audit. Company isn't taking any chances. After Carter debacle, can't help but feel twinge of sad satisfaction. Karma had way of catching up. Isabel finally reaping what she had sown. Thanks for letting me know. Reply back. I'm doing better. Finally starting to feel like myself again. Good, she texts back. You deserve it. Let me know if you ever want to grab coffee or just talk. It's kind offer. Appreciate it more than can express. For first time in long time, feel like have solid foundation of people who genuinely care. Months pass. Life slowly but surely starts to rebuild itself. Throw myself into work. Take up running. Even start learning to cook. Something never bothered with. During marriage, feels good to focus on myself. For change, to rediscover who I am outside of relationship. That had consumed so much of my identity. One evening, sorting through old boxes. In attic, come across journal. Had kept years ago, before met Isabel. Flipped through pages, struck by how different my goals and dreams had been back then. Had wanted to travel, to write book, to take risks. Somewhere a long way, lost sight of those ambitions, trading them for safe, predictable life. I thought Isabel and I were building together. Time to reclaim those dreams. Start small, book solo trip to national park. Always wanted to visit, standing at edge of breathtaking canyon, surrounded by nothing but the sound of wind and beauty of world. Feel something haven't felt in years. Hope. One day, sitting in local coffee shop, spot someone familiar walking in. It's Madeline. She waves when sees me, makes her way over, her smile warm and genuine. Adrian, didn't expect to see you here, she says, setting her cup down on table. Madeline, greet her, surprised but happy to see her. How have you been? Good, she says, sitting across from me. Better now that I don't have to deal with Isabel's drama. How about you? Chuckle, shaking my head. Better than I've been in years. It's been journey. But think I'm finally starting to figure things out? We talk for hours, laughing about old times, sharing updates on our lives. There's ease to conversation. Haven't felt with anyone in long time. By time we part ways, feel lighter, as though taking another step toward future. Looking back on everything, realize I've learned more than ever thought possible. Betrayal taught me about resilience. Heartbreak taught me about self-worth. Isabel's lies taught me importance of trust, both in others and in myself. If could give one piece of advice to anyone in similar situation, it would be this. Don't let someone else's actions define you. Take back control of your life. Don't be afraid to start over. It's not easy, but it's worth it. As for Isabel, don't think about her much anymore. Her chapter in my life is closed, and I'm finally writing a new one where I'm author of my own happiness.